So after lying under my truck for 2 days in the cold and snow, you can see there's still snow on the ground. It's like 4 feet deep back in there. And in fact, it just started snowing again. Got my starter off. I've moved. I was up at the front of the truck, but I had to move. It's too windy. Hopefully this is a little better. But it's pretty easy to get them off. I've had to do this before, not with this truck, but with a friend's vehicle. Usually it's just 2 bolts, sometimes 3, but they're very rare. This one is it's a strange design. It actually sits behind the engine. I'll take you under there in a second and show you. But it sits behind the engine, basically between the engine and the transmission. That's where my flywheel is. And it sits in there, and the engine is actually on this side, and it sits against the flywheel and it spins. But something I noticed as I was taking it off, fiddles, focus, see this little, okay, I don't know how detailed it'll be, but you have a nut, you have a washer, and then there's this jagged copper piece. That's actually the contact that's supposed to supply power to this. The power goes into the solenoid, activates the cam, or whatever you want to call it, which then forces the ring gear out. No, shit, I can't remember what it's called, but it forces the gear out. And then this one right here takes power that's going into the solenoid, comes back out of the solenoid into the motor, and then it's ground through this bolt hole. There's actually a bolt with an extra bit of thread on it, and then you put a ground contact and you put a nut on it. And but as you can see, I pulled it off. I couldn't get this nut off. It wouldn't come off, and I wasn't going to struggle with it anymore. But this piece here was already about halfway torn. Yeah, see, you can see I hope you can see the green. The green comes almost all the way to this little point right here, and it was already torn that whole distance. So I figured that's part of my problem. It wasn't making a good contact. I was having to draw a lot of amperage. And then, if I flip this, I've mangled this a little bit since, but this piece here, it actually, at some point, it got so hot that it melted. There's a good view right there. You can see a little slag bulb right there where it actually melted. So I don't have a starter, but hopefully Monday I'm going to be going to Canadian Tire and pick one up. Hopefully you can see me here. And then we can get to the actual project that I wanted to do last week. Should I tell you what that project is? Yeah, I'll tell you. I got a 12-volt backup jump start kit thing. It's one of those big plastic dealies with the alligator clips on it, to jump start your car, and it's also got a little compressor in it. Although I have like 6 compressors in this truck already. No, sorry, I have 2 in the garage plus my big one, and I have 2 in the truck. But so I won't be using that probably. But I need to tear apart this jump start thing and see if it's going to work. So I'll tear it apart and show you the guts, and we'll test the battery and all that. But now I'm going to head under the truck because I actually had trouble finding my starter. Surprisingly difficult job to do when it's not sitting right out in front where you would expect it. So I'll be back in just one quick second. Alright, I'm looking up from underneath the truck now. Right here is the front of the vehicle. You can see, if I can get the camera down. Nope, it's too sunny. Well, actually, this will work. This is my fan, and the radiator is just on the other side of this. And there's my engine, my serpentine belt. We come back. We've got my part of my suspension arm. This is my oil pan, and that is where the starter sits. And you can see there's the ground wire. There's my hot wire. Let's cover up this sun here. This is the hot wire that I broke off right there. And then we got I think this is a starter switch. But that's where it sits. So, not exactly the easiest thing to get to. If there wasn't so much snow, I'd probably come in from the side over here. But there's like 4 inches of hard ice snow right there. So, you guys have yourselves a good day.